They say Okumama for Jessica Botting at the Buana Con.
I was young somewhere near for Pinaka when we had so much area from to Kasiebo. Can one fast that man you may call would dear cheese so lack natural clinic wakahobi and wabo ye chidom ewe Kasiebo mapom dear when you had the drew above one or beshe not waboma wato ya dear be a hint on the pedria baby and yet to an amoneco. Now could drink quite dear Yamia Dumunti, or more ewa saw her, or they ever mount video ho, into the best baby, ehunu baby or how no, na for yape and no pomesibre. Kokomlemle won cry or Behava Senior High School, Sansona Kaswa, Old Market, second bus stop, Nunya Troverhead in Noa, Ubehuna Chakwaya Freno. It was 0553 932631 0553 932631 Kaswa Fonso, able to me Alfredok, Ewo, Eye, Ahomatrofo Kruyaso, Wabajoso, Nawabwasho, Wapomde, Equaso. Carol 360 toothpaste, your toothpaste, a rich say, and me say a kama, a yaw near Bushamunibi, not one chen quada you soon penny you soup, a 2 and no near ham, a bow send no see a chinamno, a whole by kama pa, Emma Bibia echo yen tia kai, na a toby uko supermarket ya, na near Bushafono, Emma uses Samara company for with the sasu, a bed dramas no more, and alcofa a dre eddy abba. Ya for 1 more 0246 8647 980 8647 98 Carol 360 toothpaste or say happy smile. After can you make way home and that war boy chidom repem yadom honsem ebemamo. A ye yan swap moti and Kasiebo a me ama poma Chicheku mene.
A queer curantama.
After brother Cassian in Chimo yamfa emamon. Enrage media bia koso Ghana Water Company Limited for ne di ye e bedwam dwumadie ya wodie e de so adwe ahwe kwampa obehwa bo se de be o manyi e be yensuo ho asem a e de ma e betumi akoyie e berifo ahuru pi na be kasa e wodwumadie na se na e bre so sesoafo na hwe o Ghana nsuwa e ne ahunidie ensem so ma me Frida Prempe e bre so ye se je onu so nyina simpie ne apaso enkasa no so wa kansem ne bebre na wodnani kire e yakosommo na wo mo da mo bi eyi a nei ye kasa atwidi afa nipa bese mpemaduonu nsia ene achie so ho ama sese kura na bese atwam e de kobno east nom e de ko omantifido ne ade ade ankrofo niema ne ade nyina aseseye no ene ye watese ankrofo chechire so bo ne kufu a ne de akota voter river authority for ma pampam se wo ma anye ne yie anya hwe kura na ka wo so mo yi asutire mo bo amane e de kire so ye kotu ana mo bi etesa ne ade na ono ne de a wonim ene de wo kan se saafo na mo de so bo via we ne munyan na yepo bi achechire so bo de ata no a enkrofo a wo mo tempotem ho no wo mo ana wo se ye bo wo mo so bo titiri no wo mo we pene na asefo de mo say ye be ye simulation exercise nyina wo ho e kire se ye yi mo asutire se bibi besi ne nyina mo ne twa mu bi e na se no amuntu a mo si muntu enti se ne mo ntu ne nsuo aba be yiri mo aman no aban sa be bo ho ka atoto nuane ne nsuo de abema mo a na so bo no eye mo a ene mo ye na sanse mi Ghana fo bi adwala papa the Indian is a more kind, if we are a Ghana for so.
Also, more stealing. Even the BRA, NADMO, the Water Resources Commission came together to educate the people in the community, did simulation exercises with them, even at MEPE. Yet, they refused to leave. They didn't want to be evacuated. They stayed there till the end when they started failing. Unfortunately, look at what is happening. And government has to spend millions of money on relief items, on education. Whole area, the water is contaminated. Water and Water Resources Commission would have to spend money, millions of money to treat the water before we can pass it through our pipes. A stitch in time saves 9, but sometimes it's difficult to accept the situation. But we will please all of you to accept it as it is. And let's all come together and ensure that we have safe drinking water. That's the most important thing. Water is life. Water is essential to everything. Without water, we cannot survive. Without water, there will be no agriculture. Without water, there will be no health. Without water, in all other sectors of the economy, you need water. So help us to protect and preserve our water bodies. Help us to protect and preserve our water so that we can also offer you clean, safe drinking water. Looking at what is happening at our various rivers, the stability levels of our water is nothing to write home about. And if you are not careful, I have heard my MD saying some time ago that if you are not careful, the next decade or two, we will have to start buying water.
Entima me frida prempe asemo waka yeni na Ghana phobia horo ne pa ye nya asem ketwa yene mu ena mepe Development Association for wo mo so de krata ba bonte chesa asemo ma mi kan wan kan yie kura we de waso ba no betwesan esan se pani nyina ba bi nkan semo a enimu sa ayete sa ase ahyeda freedom ni nyina de wo hia e de aka asem de akire wo sa na mo se ni ebetuo e na wo mai wo mo se wo mo bunu egu wo maso mo ntie wo mo kya no kwasem bi ni ho ewo mu na minister no anga so mpeso mo bisa ne nsama hodo bebre no ase ehefa pote wo mepe na sa simulation exercise ne course wo mra no mekire wo mo wo de no so kwa to nche nipa dodo se na na wo ho na omanfo ni ahemfo ni wo mo na wo ho nyina nsuso no na wo mo nkita wodie wo sa simulation ho no ene sei ya enti na maami ibegina bonte so abekase ye nkyekire ene omanfo ni di nkomo se bibi sei na ebekoso na wo no mpeso mo ebetum Development Association no asema wo mo kanyina se maami ni woni mu a wonyai moya ade na enye ne ye ka monyintum se de moye na enye saa matabata ho ne nsem no a mo de fiafia ho ne nyina nya de beboa na yanwume no nsi Kasiebo mu no ye be frɛ ne wo mo edi sanse me ho enkomo
ye beto ansam no so na ye to so na ye kɔ ayabunu apuei mantem no emu hɔ na ayapuru yi senso ɛwɔ mmra hye begoni hɔ ayowura kɔpena donko na sɛ niema bi hɔ ate sɛ wankasa wɔ sɛ wotimi dwuno na hodin sɛ ade yɛ rekɔ nsunsuanso we na yɛba insu yire si ɛwɔ ayafra mantem ne te sɛ puei mantem ne miamia ahuru bi no papa ya tra sɛ insu no yiri na akɔsɛ nkrɔfo afu no ba nyinara asai te sɛ wɔyɛ no hwieyeye banchi afu pa insu ta ase te sɛ wode yɛ hwenya de beye kaka te sɛ ɛwɔ kaka kora nka de begu akokonte na wode yɛ hwenya de beye nti wa kyerɛ mu ahu sɛ ne yɛre kɔ so no mpanyimfo a momɔden anyɛ hyehyɛ amfa ne mangu akwan ma sɛ ɛyade a okom bede Ghana fo papa afie besim no esan se kuafo no ba nyirara ase a wode ye hwe anya de be o se nyema bi wa ye nya sabe ayete se asofo no abetwa atra na se wa beka biribi e de akire wankasa wotena wasese enti wasresa aban mode no hwe na onye biribi enya sa 2024 ekom bede Ghana fo no enya asem kuma ensam ode tu gua no ebi eni.
Unfortunately, there was no coverage, notwithstanding the efforts we put in. It wasn't seen as serious until the spillage. So we have two situations. We have the flooding caused by the torrential rains we've had this year, building upon the rains we had last year. So that is the flooding. Then there's the spillage. The spillage is south of the dam. But the flooding all the way from Asyoja Mine to Bole Bamboy, you see, there are 3 volts feeding into the lake. There's the white volta, there's the black volta, and there's the red volta. And then there are the tributaries, Oti and Pru, for example. They all flow into the lake. And for the last 3 years, we've had relatively very good rainfall. And so during the rainy season, the lake expands its geographical space. All the embankments are covered by water. But after the rainy season, for the last 3 years, the lake does not go back to the normal. And so it's been gradual over 3 years. And the flooding is so severe that whole communities are under the lake. Health infrastructure, clinics, schools, etc. have all been flooded. And so there is not just the humanitarian end of it, but there is also the medical end of it, the public health end of it, and then the educational end of it. In my constituency, there are schools that have had to shut down because the schools have been submerged. What exacerbates the situation is that in these savannah, northern farmlands have also been flooded. So there is a possibility of a serious food inadequacy, food insecurity going forward next year, because farmlands have also been flooded and the crops have not survived.
Yo na we aye owura kwapena donko ensama ode gua na nu achi no na osra abansesa no nkuto ni mpatemo no wo ba ne be nipa be empem abien ene nei wo ho aka je se wo hia emboa nti wo sresa abanhwe na niema wo cheche no wo mfa bimbra mpatemo na omanfo no so wo ho ento nsa ne se ne bribie no a
with them other than a little that I was able to put together. Nothing else has come to pull it. Indeed, we are hearing that the the Director General of NADMO will be visiting the Gotean Basin as well. We have received very little from the Ghanaian state. And it creates the impression that we seem not to matter. Well, You see, let me just mention some of the districts. If you take the Bupe Kosogo, if you take through Sene East, Sene West, Karachi East, Karachi West, Karachi Chumuru, Biakoye, Asujaman, NADMO has a presence in every single district. So it cannot be that the official dome was not aware. It cannot be. We begin to wonder, are we part of Ghana? And do we matter in the scheme of people who need to be resettled are in makeshift accommodation?
Jona Anuachi ana Ora Kwabna Donko Adia Tugwa Achirem say, Woba Aya Nimpatimo say, Baby to say, Aya Fantia Kra and Yadia Zetisano, near Man Cosi Kra Elho and Famon to us Rasa Neno. I was so washed as I saw Manfo NTA as in Suno Afamoja Padina, baby or Betna, near Wabedi, near Wabesheninano, Aquayo how Adi Amo into one share, now 1 1 hours, sir, Aquanian sister, any addition our fancy Okra.
Kwalano enemy kunu any pa 17 e dada ba akumu nsuo no sasa atu ye ohonum enyi baabi nda eduanu mpo enya baabi nnua me kunu no so na adwuma asai nti esra aban ba boaye ya asam ye mobo aban hwe ye mobo na omba boaye pa ba cho na nsuo no de ha na e hai ya atu akwa ha yi da premier no so still wasa atu ye ti pa ba cho so omba boaye ya hu boaye bia ya hu hwe no ane so ma begina ho na o ma hwe nsuo no na o ma san akọ they say asase bi na omudi amaya asase no so esigi se ato 50 million so ye ni bidi na nka yakoto asase ti esra aban so mbuaye na ni bebi nda
ina me me nkwala nye bebi kwanda ya dan na nsuo afa ya ka hai bi so anu sister nsuo afa ya san ka ni sika de ka ha nti ya tinso me nkwala fi sa nsuo tu me nkwala mu nko school bio ya nya bebi ya sika mfa mu nkwala mu nko school ya na me na akọ nti akwa ya pesa aban oya hia adoye na ya so atumi ya bebi si ahase aye nsuo asase so omoto amaye 50 million we should about him from Benya. The stress about Bob Boyer.
Tio on the Hana Edmana. And soon be fine about Abansan, Edmana in Basantia might me into Edman Subio. Until Afina Ede, ye per se, yes, I call a hasi, ne quede, and consider any do or say the Baya, the Sabbath Miako Edmanoso. By the a hand there, yent me and continue Edmano Habio. As Uncle Anu, when you have been enda, Abansan ID and Yama Bonnie. Edi abeka home nti ebia ti sese dia high basano enanti ane wo woni nasifo ni scorpion mu nyina mu high nti eba ni sano ye wo faku enti min ko bibia
yo na adehia ewo fantie kura ebi amani hu ana uti na isafi no nyame yaduma afie besino so Ghana ni bia ye na adwene se obe fasting esane se ho no aduan fi oba nam fi oba insu na se ni nyina nti fasting no ana fe vegetarians ena obi abeya ntesa na se wankasa waso be hye papa wo Ghana
bia no ko atwe dia because sa portable no bayre ne ade dodo no ye free ba nam ne adwene no mu ayekọ ekotutu odwom nyina na ya fa no afiri ho enti ye besere emoa na bi nkọ ho enti enkota wo obokwa ade de nsuo ena ato na yiri wo mo ena ya se bie dam no na eno so so asa be ka ho enti wo de aye double crown ho na ase nyina ya attention akwaakodi akoso mo ho de voter region for no enti yesi yemfa bi enhwe ho na Ghana metio efo nso obo amane se ahomachin Ghana fo bebre na hu se nsuo to won kran ha wo mo so wo miamia so experience nsuo ne bi na wo mo cha nsuo ne bekoso afi nso epoe mantam ne asante mantam nso ehon nsuo no saa ene beye ewo ho enkran so ebekoso atoto nkakra akra saa eno nti ewosie hina mi ani eda ye ho so se baabi ene nam ne baabi aye fa eya nsuo to etata ho ananso kra no nsuo to eho fa no akwa ebibie ho no wonam ho no mu a na waye ahweyi se ne beye a emmoa na ananso kra na nkofa esan bia emfa emma nti eno so we akwa ne ho se nkrato ama ne bobi ena aba ye de emamo ewo ye Kasiebo emo na yemfa we ntoa so tewa so afọ ya wona hwe ma Ghana yakwan ene yakwantempon ensem so yera akwasi amu akwata ene ye kase wa petition yokufo ese wo madama allegation bi aba efa contract ho se ese contract ne yetimi hwe obi animu ase si de mehwe na animu ma ne contract no a metumi anya ho kakra edi entu behwede ade anka wo se efa process mu nanka ebewi ache no obi a obebede ne nsa aka no obehwe ne ya ton e de ama obi na obi nsusu age ne nkapre ne sempo e wo so na sa allegation bi a emu edu papa enti ne ho kwan se eja ne maneko e wo se yokufo wonum ehwehwe mum na semi baya na ya bra canin rector e de ma Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration GIMPA Professor Stephen Professor Stephen Ade na odi enkobo bi e de e fa sanse mu no wo kire se ene kura no ise otria be se 1 million eno ye upfront na ade akwakoje road e kwan ho contract no no akwa so afọ wasa ahwe ho no na ese wote yana na koma de ni se wim ese ye keken na afi ye be keka de nsa be kire ne so se won na wo ho nto na ye sa de no nti wose we de yokufo wo mo emrem na wo mehwe se de be ya bibia nso ebetumi akoso kama pa enti eno so ho asem no na ye bo mamane se ye beko ni akwakofa solide Ghana fo wo mo dwumade kese ya wo mo edi ne ne e de afa kabima menka bi amammu ho hia ene asodi eda ho de ma eye atemuafo anasa atemu adwuma no the role of the judiciary na se adwumade no ase no yensa ntwofo wo ho but ye beko ho ni akwakohwe said ye esi etienti ye de Kasiebo no besia na enwume no si abre Kasiebo mo ya toa so empanimfo no bia afro simpie dada ya won ma sha se ya wo mo kasa nenti mo fa nche Kasiebo na ntoa so a na ye kɔ ne akwakofa ye ne ye so mo wie ye me amapoma checheku mene
akuya krantema
ye ba sisi a